Good morning, children. Welcome to the online classes for the 10th standard, that to the 13th period. Sorry, not 12. This is the 13th period for your syllabus. So, in this class, we are going to discuss the new topic, the new chapter related to the political science. That is the third chapter. The name of the unit is India's relations with the other countries. What? India's relations with the other countries. That we are going to discuss in this class. So, in the name of the unit itself has given the idea what we are going to discuss in this class. We are discussing how the India has followed the relations with the other countries before the independence and after the independence. So, some part we are going to discuss in this class. So, why, now come to the point, why it is very important to discuss the point related to the relations between the India and the other countries, and why it becomes to the India to follow the relations with the other countries. So, one of the examples given in your textbook related to the point of developing the relation. So, see here, a family can never prosper without interacting. A family can never prosper without interacting with the another family. You can see, you are living in one of the particular society. So, in a society, we are going to see the many houses are there. Many families are present in the one society. So, without interaction with the other families, it is not going to be called as a family, and there is no society we are finding a good society. And it is impossible to live with that society because many problems maybe comes to the societies. In the same way, similarly, a country can never progress. As the example given related to the family, similarly, a country can never progress without interacting with the another country. So, without the help of the other country, one country cannot get progress in their countries. So, that's why it is very important part to understand India how develop the relations with the other countries, and it becomes a compulsory to India to follow the relations. So, in society, why we needed the relation here? Because to understand the culture of the society, to share the culture of the one family to the another family, we must have the interaction between the two families. So, in the same way, if you want to share the culture, if you want to share the economic plans, if you want to share the political plans, we must have the interaction between the two countries. So, that's why without the interaction, without the relation, there is no progress we are going to find for any country of the world. It must be needed the help of other country. So, next point related to this topic, India's globalized and the modernized environment. So, globalized and the modernized environment, it is inevitable for the country to have the relations with the other countries. So, we the people of today's world, we are not in the period of ancient, we are not in the period of medieval, we are not in the period of uncivilized. Now we have become civilized. We are living in the which period? Globalized or modernized period. So, what is the meaning of globalized here? The globalization means we have connected. We are having the connectivity to go toward any part of the world from one country to the another country. That development was started in the 1993 in India. That is globalized system. We can connect with the any country of the world. And today we are living in the modern world. We have civilized. We got independence. We become what? Democratic. We are having total power, rights to go away from one place to the another place. So in that climate, in that environment, it is not to worry that we are not having the relations with the other countries because it is inevitable. It is one kind of invitation we are going to see which may be followed with the other countries. There is no necessity to develop the connectivity with the other countries because already we are connected to the globe. We are living in the modernized. So automatically we are finding we are getting invitations. Automatically we are finding the relations with the other countries. You can see the modern societies. So today modern societies are inviting us to migrate from one place to the another place. Now the village people are migrating toward the cities. Why they are finding migrating toward the cities? Because they have got the idea of the culture of the village and the culture of the cities. So to become the modern, to become or to change the lifestyle, they have started migration toward the other places from village to the. So this is one kind of example we can see how the countries are going to develop the relations because today we are finding the globalization, modernization environment, automatically we are getting invitation to develop the relations with the other countries. Now, it is not necessary. It is not necessity now. It is need. So, earlier it was necessary to develop the relation, but now it did not become the necessity. So, it become the need for the Indians now because we are having the huge population. So, for getting the employment, it become need for us. For getting the employment, it become the need for us. It is not the necessity to now. It not become necessary. Compulsory we have to go toward the other countries, but it become need to us. If I am not going to other country, I may not be going to get the employment in India. So that's why it become the need to develop the foreign relation. So last point, in part of our fourth part of the constitution gives us the idea related to the under the article of 51. It gives the international peace and coexistence points related to the connectivity of the other countries. So, total points related to the development of peace and development of correlations or the coexistence with the other countries, international countries, that all rights were given in the article of 51 of the constitution, that to the part of fourth part of the constitution. All detail we are going to find in this point. So like this way, now India has strived, India has fight to have the cordial relationships with the other countries as per the direction of the constitution. How the constitution has given the rights to the Indians, according to that, it has developed the good relations with the other countries and it was followed the globalization system in the 1993. Today, India always connected with the many parts of the world countries and it is getting help of all these countries. More than 200 countries are connected to the India and we are having the good relations. We are finding the peace towards this. We are developing the coexistence relations with these countries. So the next point we are going to discuss in this chapter is the relationship developed by the India. The relationship developed by the India with some major countries, some important countries, and by this it got lot of help from these countries, that we are going to discuss a few countries relations by the India. So in that, first we are going to discuss the point related to the India and the China. How India has developed the relations with the China, that we discuss in the next point. So the next point is the relationship with the major neighboring countries of the world. So among that, few countries we are going to discuss in this class. So first point we are going to discuss in this period is China and the India. How was the relation developed by the India with the China? So India has not developed the relation with the China after the independence itself, but it has developed the relation with the China in the ancient period also, that we are going to see in the part of the history of the world or India. So India is going to be called as one of the big countries with borders with the India. So it is the border of India, and India's relations with the India. So sorry, the China's relations with the India goes back since from the Mesopotamia and the Sindhu River civilization times. Since from that time we are going to find the history related to the relationship with the India and the China when we are going to study the back history. After that we are going to see the Buddhism has originated in India. It was started in India, and we are going to find that the wide acceptance of this Buddhism was followed by China. Actually developed in India, but followed more in China. That is the second relation we are going to see with the India. Next point is the relation between China and India goes back to the ancient times. How? As many of the Indians rulers who are having the coordinated relations, who are having the good relations with the trade ships with the China's rulers. So the kings who are ruling in India have developed the trade relations with the king ruling in the India. So that we are also going to see in the ancient period. So one example related to these rulers were the silk trade between China and India, discussed in the book by the name Kautilya's Arthashastra, give the information related to the development of trade relations by the China related to the silk. So you know the silk well, we are using in the production of clothes. So that relation was there with the China, and that information we are finding from the Kautilya's Arthashastra book. So after the emergence of the India and China as two sovereign republics, their mutual relationship also we are going to see, which we are going to find by the guidelines we have studied in the last class, that is the Panchashila principle. So these two books give the information how the China and India has developed the relations with each other. So first we are finding the silk trade relations at the time of the Kautilya's Arthashastra giving information, and after the independence this Panchashila principles which followed in the foreign policy, that gives the idea to us. So next point we are finding the relations with the India by China is, the war broke out between the China and India. So between India and China, that in the year of 1962, that we know well. Still today also we are not going to forget these points, and these are very important for us. So due to that, it become the problem for the crisis for the India related to the Tibetan side, because the Tibet was the border between the India and the China. So after this war, we are going to see the border disputes were still present in between the China and India, and it were not resolved. So today also we are finding there was the problem this in between the border between the India and the China till today also. The instance of China that we are going to see toward the part of the Arunachal Pradesh belongs to the part of India. So it was continuously we are going to see the problems arises in this areas in between the two countries. In spite of this border, the disputes and the wars, the bilateral relations with the between India and China has remained continuous. So since from the 1962, we are finding the problem related to the dispute between the border of India and the China. But till today, at 2020, we are having the bilateral relations with the China and India. It means we are following the culture. We are following the good relations with the two countries, that to the India and the China. Even though we are having lot of problems in between the India and China. Both the countries, India and China, both the countries have the highest population. We know that we are in the first and the second stage in the world related to the population. So, India and China having the high population, and they are going to be called identified countries in the leading part of population development and economic development. One side population is also more, and one side we are finding economic development of these countries. So both sides, India and China, have got their name in the world history. Next point related to the relationship with the India and China was, India had established good trade relations between the China. And after 1980s, we are finding a lot of development achieved by India to develop the trade relations, and this has further cemented relations with the India. But today, in this COVID-19, we are finding the problem of loss of economic system with the China. So anyhow, till today, we are having the relations with the China. Now, this further strengthen, it gives the power to the India to develop the relations with the India and China. But still, we have not removed, we have not stopped the relations with the China. Till today also, we are following the relations with the China. So next part, we are going to discuss in this topic is, that is also one kind of part of the neighboring country of our India, that is India and the Pakistan. So the next point is India and Pakistan. So already we well known how was the relations with the Pakistan by India. Since from independence, we are finding there was a development of relation, because Pakistan is know that it is a part of India before 1947. So after that, we are finding there was a how relation developed by India or Pakistan with each other. So India and the Pakistan are going to be called as the neighboring countries because it are attached to each other. And Pakistan, this is not only the neighboring country, but it was one of the integral parts. It was a integral part of India during the pre-independent period. It means during the or before the 1947. So it is called as the integral part. It is connected with the India. So after 1947, we are finding the division of India and Pakistan, that you know well. But after the independence of India or the independence of the Pakistan, again we are finding there was a relationship with the India and the Pakistan. So how? Because both the countries have become the sovereign countries, independent countries, having their own rights. Soon after the independence, after getting the independence, foreign relations between the both countries have started. Then there was issues like the development of terrorism, the development of issues like the Jammu and Kashmir, and development of the disputes of water sharing to the each countries. And there was the other problems created in between India and the Pakistan, but also they have continued their relations till today. So for other points related to the dispute, then other points we have seen Pakistan has followed the many wars with the India, or India has followed the many wars with the Pakistan. So we know well, in 1965 we are going to see one war with the India and Pakistan. Then again we are going to see 1971 the second war with the India and the Pakistan, and in 1999 also we are going to see there was a war in between the India and the Pakistan. So all these three wars gives us example that India and Pakistan are always going to fight for their border or some point related to the different disputes in between these two countries. But also they have not stopped their relations with the each other. They have continued. They have developed the what? Relations with the each countries. So to get the development of these type of problems, India order, or in order to improve this problem, the bilateral ties between both the countries, many agreements were followed in India and the China to develop the peace, to maintain the good relations. Many times the agreement was signed by the India and the Pakistan to maintain the peace, but even that also not become successful to continue or to stop the dispute between the India and the Pakistan. But we are having relations. So what kind of agreement was followed by the India and Pakistan? It is very important part for the purpose of exam. So here both the countries, many agreements like Tashkent Agreement, Simla Agreement, Lahore Bus Yatra, and Agra Conference, these are the important points related to the agreement signed by the India and Pakistan. So why this agreement were signed? So Tashkent Agreement was signed at the time of war in between the Pakistan and India, and this was signed in front of the Russia. So Simla Agreement, it is also related to the war in between the Pakistan and India. Then we are going to see another Lahore Bus Yatra. You know that at the time of Vajpayee government, one bus was started between the India and Pakistan. That agreement was fast to develop the good relations at the time of Vajpayee government, but it also not become the successful. By starting this bus, it was started to move the terrorists toward the India from the Pakistan. So these are the some problems we are finding, but also there was the relations with the India and Pakistan. And but the agreement like this have yielded little. This is because of, in spite of the bilateral talks, incidents such as attacks on the Indians, Parliament and House in 2001. So you know that once Pakistan terrorists have made attack toward the Indian or the Parliament of India in the 2001, that give the example to us how the Pakistan has followed the relations with the India. You know the Mumbai attack of Taj Mahal, that was followed in the 2007. The terrorists have made attack toward this Taj Mahal. So that is the second example you can get. And you know the recent problem that is related to the Pathankot attack in the 2018 have continued to affect the bilateral relations with the India. So we are finding the biological wars or the attacks made by the internal attacks made by the Pakistan toward the India. That becomes the problem, but also we are finding the relations by India with the Pakistan. And there are few other similarities we are going to see that related to the India and the China. Both share common type of culture because all belongs to the which country? These Pakistan and India people are belongs to the one culture, that is the Indian culture. And the economic system of the both countries are same. And there was the sharing of culture, mutual exchange. We are finding both in the field of India and the Pakistan related to the economic and the culture. That's the relations we are finding with the India. Now, another point we are going to see, the India and Pakistan has developed their relations, or they have continued their cultural mutual understanding since from the independence. They are following the same type of culture. They are sharing the culture to the each other since from the division of the part of India in 1947. So like this way, we are finding some similarities were there in between the India and the Pakistan, and both have responded to the each other needs during the emergency and the natural calamities. So they are going to help each other at the time of emergencies or some natural calamities needed to the both countries, even they are having lot of problems with these countries. So next point, we are going to see the major part of India has developed relations and got economic achievements with the other countries which are belong to the other continents. So that we are going to discuss in the next point. So the next important country, these are called as the major powerful countries of the world, and India has developed the relations with these countries also. So the next point we are going to discuss the India maintain the relations with the Russia. So India has developed the coordinated relations with the Russia, and it has similar relationship with the Union of the Soviet Socialist Russia also. And even though India followed the non-allied policy, you know that we have studied in the last classes, and it had good relations with the Russia in the field of economics, in the field of politics. These are the good relations developed by the India. So, you know, the USSR, or you can call it the Russia, has opposed the China invention of war in between the India and the China in 1962. That time it was supported to the us by Russia. So at the time of Goa liberation, so Russia has supported to the India. At the time of the India want to share with the UNO, so USSR has helped us to get the position in the UNO level. So these are the main relations followed by the USSR or the Russia with us to make some help to the India. So many times it was supported to the us. So the Goa liberation we are going to see in the 1961 with the help of Russia itself. So another support we are going to see from the Russia side is at the time of Tashkent Agreement. I have told at the war of 1965. When the war was fought in the 1965, after 1965, in 1966, the agreement was passed in between the India and Pakistan, and it was signed in front of the Russia. There, Russia supported to the India. So, in 1971 war of India and Pakistan, there also we are going to see to give the support to the India, USSR has signed the agreement of 20 years. Agreement was signed by the Russia with the India to give the help. So these type of cooperations we are going to see from the Russia. And the next point we are going to see the development of new technology was started in India. You know that Bhilai and the Bokaro steel plants were started with the help of the Russia by India. So these are the main points we are finding. We got help from the Russia. So improvement of many industries after the Bhilai and the Bokaro we are going to see in India was developed with the help of the Russia, and we have followed the Russian technology in India by getting support, and it was supported to the us. So Russia has not extended only the support toward the India, but India has questioned, or it was questioned toward the UNO. It was questioned towards UNO related to the India that it wants to make the India the permanent part for the UNO body. That support also developed by the Russia to make help toward the India. So this is the main relations we are going to find with the Russia and India. The next point we are going to see in this chapter is the another powerful bloc or the another powerful country, that is USA. So here we are going to see the relations with the India and USA. So as like the Russia, there was a good relations with the USA also we are going to find by the India. How India and USA has developed the relations. You know that both the USA and the India are going to be called as the democratic countries. They are going to be called as the what? Democratic countries. Both are having the same policy and they are help each other to make some plans. So in the present international scenario, in the present situation, we are going to see the comparison with the other countries. Both the India and the USA have a major role in the all relations or the all activities. It was getting guided from the USA by India. Now, the next relationship between both the countries have found a major shift ever since from the 1947 till today also. We are finding the good relations with the USA since from the 1947 to till 2020 with these countries by getting the support from the USA. How? That USA has supported lot to India by giving the good type of 5-year plan to develop the industries in India. And India has followed the 5-year plans after the Jawaharlal Nehru, who was the first Prime Minister for India. And it has started in the 1950s and it is continued for some period to get the economic development of the country, to get achieved toward the economic development of the country. After that, we are going to see during the biopopular war, world Cold Wars, we are going to see India had maintained equal distance between the Russia and the USA. You know that the non-aligned movement policy was followed by India. It was not supported to the Russia, it was not supported to the USA, but it has taken the help from the both countries by developing the good relations. Now, next point we are going to see, USA has supported to the India in the 5-year plan, and India and USA extended the support during the Indo-China war that was happened in the 1965. There also we are going to find the help or the support from the USA. And the next point we are going to see, at the time of after the 1965, the political leaders of USA extended their support toward the Pakistan in between. So there was a changes moment we are finding. Sometimes USA was going to support toward the India, and some leaders in between after the 1947 to the 2020, these leaders have supported to the Pakistan also to fight against the India, but India has not stopped the relations with the USA. So many of times the foreign policy of USA has been anti-Indian. It means it is opposite to the India and pro-Pakistan. It is supported to the Pakistan, but also we are having good relations till today. Now, interestingly, both India and the USA have shared their well interest in controlling the terrorism. The main aim of the India and USA was to make control toward the development of terrorism. That was successful with the help of each other. And India always enjoys better relationship with the USA. How? In the field of foreign trade, science and technology, and also the space science and development of education and some other fields related to the activities of India and the USA. So these are mutual interests we are going to see in between the USA and India. We are going to see in the present day. So this was the interest we have shown by the USA with the India. Both the countries have shared their responsibilities toward the mutual understanding and strengthening the UNO and they want to maintain the peace in the globe. They want to maintain the peace in the world, and always India observed to keep the policy in toward the USA that there should be the peace or the politeness with the other countries, and it has followed the two-party system as like USA. You know that there are two houses we are going to see in the USA. One is upper house and the lower house. Same type of house we are going to see in India, that is upper house and the lower house, because India has followed the Democratic and the Republican parties. So in the USA also we are going to see the Democratic and the Republican parties, and India also we are finding the Democratic and the Republican parties. Like this way, we are going to see India and USA has followed many adjustments with each other by sharing their political solutions and the political activities, economical activities, and the cultural activities. By this way, we got an idea that India has developed many relations with the many countries. So till today, so these we have studied the important points, but rather than this, India has followed the good relations with some other neighboring countries. Like, you know that Sri Lanka is the neighboring country for us, Bhutan, Nepal, Maldives, Afghanistan, and some other neighboring countries have good relations with India. By this way, today I will complete this chapter, and by this point we are going to see that the completion of this chapter. So you have to continue for writing the fair and read once this chapter in the detail. Thank you.